Hey guys, it is AgentCaseyG and Wifey G. How's it going? I am starting a new series on our YouTube channel called the Learning Series. I'm working on the name because I just made this all up as I'm sitting here. But anyway, I just recently posted who pays closing costs, and I get questions all the time. Even when we make an offer on a house, if I'm representing the buyer side and we're making offers, and I ask the seller to pay closing costs, which is also called concessions. A lot of people have different tactics to ask for closing costs. They ask for a percentage, but as I've been told, if you ask for 3% closing costs on a $100,000 home, it's not quite enough to cover your closing costs. And if you ask for 3% to cover your closing costs on a $300,000 home, that's more than you need. Just making fun of it. So, closing costs. So let's say I am the seller and Virginia is the buyer. Wifey G is the buyer. So we got down payment, obviously the buyer makes. And then there's grant programs. If you don't have a down payment or you don't have enough for a down payment, you think, get a hold of me. There is grant programs that give you 3%, 5% towards programs, towards down payments. I have one client that is doing a conventional loan. They just need to have 5% down, and they're also getting a 5% grant. So their out of pocket is a lot lower than what it would have been. It's cheaper than moving into rent. I have another client that I'm talking to, they're looking into getting a 3% grant, and if they get an FHA loan, that means they have a 0.5% down that they have to put down, and then if we get the closing costs covered, that's, let's say it's just for poops and giggles, it's 0.5%, because we can't say bad words on this channel. It's a family rated channel.
Oh, is that sh and giggles?
Yeah, sh and giggles.
Giggles.
So if you pay 0.5% on a $100,000 home, that's $500 that you would be putting down if we can get the seller to pay the closing costs. And then you do anything. That's Paul Mann. He has his own channel too. But if you do anything like that, also your closing costs, property inspection at the beginning, even though the seller is paying for your closing costs, maybe they'll cover the inspection. Maybe you'll have them pay for the appraisal. That's still out-of-pocket costs that you have to come up with, unless you write it in the contract for them specifically to pay for it, which usually they won't unless they're desperately trying to sell in the end, because when you do all your paperwork, closing and all that stuff, title switches all up and credits and debits the right people, a lot of different things. So if you go to my YouTube channel, if you're following me on Instagram, Snapchat, and all that, I have a list of who pays closing costs. And the property repairs, everything is negotiable for the most part. You see that face, she dropped something, so she's trying to be sneaky and get it. But so everything's negotiable. Let's say if you have a $150,000 house, a $200,000 house, your closing costs can be anywhere from $4,000 to $7,000, depending on who pays for appraisal, inspection, all that stuff. If you pay for everything, you're going to be closer to the high end. If you guys split everything, lower end. Closing costs. Here, we'll go through a list of all the closing costs real quick. You got your property inspection, termite inspection, property repairs, loan origination fee, discount points. So termite inspection is also something you can get done the same time as you get your home inspection done. If you have a home inspector that also is affiliated with a termite inspector, it's a one fee instead of paying two different people. And again, that gets paid at closing. You can decide who credits or who doesn't get the credit of it. And coming in is Kayla. She's going to say hi.
Are you Facebook Live?
No, YouTube. Just a YouTube video.
Hey, what's up? These guys are awesome!
She's amazing.
You're amazing!
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
So we're at the JK office, obviously. We've got a few people walking around. It's just an open, cool vibe. If you want to make an appointment, visit me here. Do a listing appointment, we'll check it out. cool office. Anyway, there's the appraise. I'm kind of jumping all over the place because I didn't plan exactly this video, so I should have planned it, but this is just the way we roll. We just go by the whatever was on our mind, we go. So termite inspection, loan origination, or not a loan origination, termite inspection, home inspection, the appraisal. Those three things are usually out of pocket for the buyer at the beginning. And then if you negotiate, you can negotiate for the seller to pay for it, but usually the buyer pays for those, and then they get credited it at the close if you guys are having the seller pay all the concessions. And then you want to have your agent write in the contract that if there's any leftover closing costs, like if you just say $4,000 for closing costs and then it only turns out to be $3,000 for the basic closing costs, for the not negotiated parts, that extra $1,000 goes back to the seller. So you need to make sure in your paperwork any extra, basically the closing costs will go to home warranty, appraisal, inspection, termite, anything and everything. So when you have closing costs concessions paid, you will actually use all that up. You can buy down points, talk to your loan officer. If your loan officer is amazing, I know a great loan officer. They will find out if you're qualified for grants. They will know how much your closing costs will be. They will know how to use every bit of closing cost money that you get. And then on the same side, if you are the seller, if you don't want to pay for all that extra stuff, if you have a hot house and you know you don't have to pay for any closing costs.
What's a hot house?
A hot house is if you put your house on the market and you put it at the right price, it's steamy. It'll sell fairly quickly. So like within 30 days is a hot house. Like we live in Seville, which is a planned community in Gilbert, Arizona. And one of our fellow agents, the Beard Estate agents, had a house for sale in Seville for a week, and they got it under contract. And just down the street around the corner, there was another house that went for sale like a month before they put the house on sale. And it's still there 4 months later. So that could be two things. Could be a homeowner wanting way too much. Could be and not wanting to go down to market value, which can hurt them in the long run because the longer a house sits, the staler it gets, and more people think they should be getting a deal instead of paying value. So if you have your house $50,000 over market and you eventually get down to market value, you most likely won't get what you should have if you put it at the right price in the first place. And if you put it at the right price, you're going to get more than one person that's going to make an offer. And then if it appraises at the price that you sell it for, you win. Anyway, that's all. I know this was all over the place. I will post a link to who pays closing costs. Remember, it's all negotiable. Well, not all. You can't negotiate the down payment. Again, this is going to be a learning series. Haven't figured out the title, but learning with KCG and YFG, maybe.
Maybe.
And then we'll post a learning series every day, once a day a week. We'll figure it out. If you like this, if you want to learn something about realty, questions, comment below. If there's something specific you're wondering about, closing costs, financing, how to find the best financer, should you get a Quicken loan, or should you get somebody from, let's say, People's Mortgage, or home, a whole bunch of different things. Programs, grants. If you want to know how to get a sexy wife like I got, honestly, you just have to get lucky. I just got lucky. Match.com.
Watch that.
Actually, it was AsianFinder.com, but
What? I don't know where you.
just kidding. Match.com. We met on Match.com. But anyway, comment below. Ask any questions if you want to know something about realty. Maybe it'll be our next learning series. Talk to you later. Have a great day.
Bye. Have a happy Tuesday.
Well, they don't know. It could be
Taco
happy day,
Tuesday.
whatever it is. It's Tuesday now, but what if they're not watching it on a Tuesday?
Whatever day. it
Happy
is.
Wednesday. Happy Thursday. Happy Friday. Happy Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Happy day.
It's a happy day. Okay, that's a happy day song. Okay, can you turn it off?
I'm letting you go. Thanks.